So hi everyone. You knew this was coming. You all did. Welcome to this Armored Warfare review. Now, let me be the first to say that I waited a year. Came back, played the game on 2 different days. I played on Saturday and I played on Tuesday. I have played 100 matches. Tried to split them as evenly as I could between the weekend and regular day. I can legitimately say I didn't really have any fun. There's too much effort to make this a simulation and an arcade game at the same time, rather than just to take it for what it is, and it's an arcade-based game. So let's begin by taking a look at the UI. Oh dear God, I hope that none of you are colorblind in any way, shape, or form, or this is going to turn into something awful. If you're red colorblind, everything about this is just going to be a gray blob. If you're green colorblind, I don't know how you play. There is no setting in my UI to change this to colorblind mode anymore. I mean, there's colorblind settings here. So if I set red, green, hit apply, confirm, and look, that's still red. That's still green. This looks like a gray blob to that person. Unless I know what these symbols mean, I don't know which one of these is gold without scrolling over it. Which one's XP and which one's currency without scrolling over it if I'm colorblind. If I switch this to interface colors here, don't change. No matter what colorblind setting I set this to. I'm not colorblind, however. Now you're beginning to see the problems. Next thing. This bar doesn't tell me anything. Like, I have to go through and on every tank have to open all these up to see the actual values. These bars are worthless. I mean, they really, truly are worthless for any indication of anything that I really need to know. I don't know why they're here. I don't know what the purpose is. But from a game viewer perspective, just like in World of Tanks, these bars that seem to indicate something, I don't understand why these bars are here. They don't really tell me anything. Like if I click on another tank, it's supposedly those are the adjustments. Also, having played this Leopard 1A5, this thing is ridiculously slow for the trade-off of having literally no armor and having a sustained damage of just not going to happen. But let's not get into that. Let's keep going here. Commanders apparently continuously gain... I mean, this is a very good level up system, but the slowdown progress and ability to advance, to forcibly advance a commander, this is deterrent from my opinion in terms of the game making money, because the primary way the game makes money is converting for credits and global reputation. Well, you can't do that at a certain point for these commanders. You have to play the game. This is all this progress bar is filled. I only use 2 commanders. And that's as far as those progress bars have filled in 100 matches. 2%. I don't know how long you're expecting me to play or what kind of reward. And their skill abilities aren't game-breakingly good. It's minor improvements. It's World of Warcraft style specialization level improvements. 0.6% reload. That's a amount. And the way this tree works is everyone starts with something on the tree that's unlocked. Let me go to a commander that I haven't done anything to. So he has this unlocked. And it levels up automatically, and then I can now access these brackets that are in the dotted line. And as I unlock one, it will unlock another one. Okay. I can understand, I can see, I feel how that works. And these ones in the corners are supposedly their most powerful abilities. Okay. But moving on. There's also several areas that are just blank fill-ins. I don't know why in this type of game you would have these blanks. Having the blanks seems to defeat the purpose of having them at all. Other than you just want to create a filler so that they don't have... And since you can only go in the cardinal directions, up, down, left, right, it really is just a filler. So you don't have that option. So you can try to skip over something you might not want, but there's no point in skipping if you're just gonna move one ahead. You may as well take the item and go on. Personal opinion. Lastly is these upgrades. $1 million and 3 million credits seem like an excessive amount, don't they? They're not. You're gonna see that later. Dealer tree. This is a mess. Like, when I first looked at this, I didn't understand. Tiers are left to right. Okay. Premiums are at the top. Okay. There's like no barrier or boxes or indication. You basically have to follow this little green line. In comparison to World of Tanks or War Thunder, which make it very clear what vehicle goes where, game doesn't. The next little piece here is, of course, that Tier 9 and 10 are basically populated by main battle tanks and AFVs. These are premium vehicles. You can't get them anymore. There's no way to acquire these vehicles unless you're a legacy player. So, Tier 9 and 10 are main battle tank, AFV. Main battle tank. This has the tank destroyer symbol. It plays like an AFV. You get light tank. Okay. Main battle tank. Artillery restricted to PvE only. Light tank and an actual tank destroyer. By the way, restricting a vehicle class to certain matches only is productively inhibitive to gameplay. The half removal of these vehicles indicates to players that they're not actually supposed to be played. Just laying out my opinion. Let's get into some matches. Let's discuss some actual games that I played. And while we do it, I will discuss various aspects of those games. For a start, sound design. I can't honestly fault them. It's pretty good sound design. Many of the matches you're going to see are skirmishes, 5v5. I personally think this is a mode you should be able to opt out of, because on the box you're advertised 15 versus 15, and when you play 5v5, you see where this is going. All the 5v5 matches I played, I counted 43 of the 100 matches between PvP, Global Ops, and PvE that I played. 43 were skirmish. 2 were full 15v15 teams, and of the 2 that were full 15v15, one of them was 1 human player on each team and 14 AI. The server population for this game is drastically low as far as player versus player is concerned. Player versus environment, i.e. fighting AI, however, oh my god, I could get a match in 10 seconds anytime I want it. PvP, I was often waiting up to 3 minutes for matches that did not even last that long. I now understand why everyone's playing PvE. It's more fun. You genuinely have a better time. I don't understand, however, why the PvE queue was putting my tier 5 Leopard with tier 9s and tier 8s, and then I would have to fight tier 9 and tier 8 AI opponents with a tier 5 tank. That's technically not supposed to happen according to the devs, whom I have reached out for comment, and I have been given nothing. I gave them a full 24 hours before I bothered to record this. I recorded a few more matches here on Tuesday just to see how things were going, and I can say that they're not going well. I'd like to welcome you to my only, well, it's going to be my only in a little bit here. I just wanted everyone to see how long I was sitting in queue before this match even began. To let you all know, I edited out the first, I want to say 4 minutes of this video between time in queue and actually playing the game. Now, this is the only 15v15 player match that I got in 2 different days of play. This is it. And I can officially say that I don't know who's designed the couple new PvP maps I've played on, but apparently they like sniping, because that's what we were doing. This is a massive open field. There is no way to cross it without getting shot to pieces. And so it devolves into a snooze fest. A snooze fest very reminiscent of World of Tanks' Malkanova. I honestly couldn't tell the difference between Armored Warfare and World of Tanks, except for I realized the time to kill was milliseconds in some cases, or less. I mean, those 2 tanks over there, from time spotted till they died, was less than 3 seconds. I'm not sure that's what any developer intended for a arcade-based game like this. If we were playing War Thunder, I could see that time to kill being 3 seconds if somebody's gun was already trained on you. Sure, whatever. But we're not playing War Thunder. We're supposed to be playing an arcade experience. And this began to feel very much like a slower Call of Duty when I really thought about it. But this is what's advertised on the box. Now, as you can see, I'm playing an AFV, a wheeled one to be exact, one of my favorite ones back in the day. And I can say I have a little more control with wheeled vehicles. It is not the control that has been advertised in the wheeled vehicle preview video, but there is more wheeled control. There are still issues like random bumps doing 400 damage. I actually lost a match because I took damage from a random bump in the road. I lost a match because of that. And as you can see, scouting is heavily discouraged because that full health fox was spotted and killed in less than 3 seconds. From the time he was spotted till I got my gun pointed in his direction, he died. And that T-64 also just died. And before even the first damage number had floated up and ticked away, he was gone. It doesn't feel like an arcade tank game when I compare it to World of Tanks. That definitely feels like a simulation, disguised as an arcade game. The problem with Armored Warfare at this point is it doesn't know what it wants to be. In terms of gameplay, in terms of game balance, and in terms of experience. It is unsure if it wants to be a tank MMO related to PvE primary experience, where most players play player versus environment and a select few play player versus player, which is good and all, except for the player versus environment AI is only made challenging by the fact that you will constantly find yourself engaging the AI at point blank range, and that they have a near impossible chance to not aim exactly for a weak spot. The AI rushes in, smashes, and you simply have to output enough damage fast enough to kill it. It's like watching a World of Warcraft raid without boss mechanics. That's what I would describe it as. I'm not trying to just be detrimental. I'm literally describing the experience. It's like playing a World of Warcraft raid, except for all the enemies are trash mobs, and if you mess up on one trash mob, they will kill you. But here we have me doing what I need to do. Scout. Find the targets. And this is extremely discouraged. Because this type of map, there's no cover. And so someone from the other side of the map, who I can't see, is able to see me and fire over and over again. And there's nothing I can do about it. I'm now stuck here. I've spotted the enemy for my team, finally. But I'm dead. I had that was the only way to get the spots required that I could discern for my team. And now my team will simply fall apart and die. Very slowly. As you can see, they are going to start just receiving massive amounts of damage from tanks who are well beyond the spotting range that any of them have. And this is my PvP experience. You're often engaged by tanks you can't see, or tanks you can't see until they're about to kill you. Time to kill in PvP one-on-one goes down, not up, at higher tiers. At lower tiers, time to kill is impossibly long. And at higher tiers, I died to a crab in 6 seconds in a main battle tank. He got behind me, opened fire, and I was dead in 6 seconds. I didn't have a chance to turn my tank. By the time I heard the first missile fire and started to turn my tank, another missile was already on the way. And by the time that I really recognized what was going on and got my turret turned around to fire on him, I died. I'm not sure that's the gameplay experience they're shooting, that they really want to be shooting for, but It's the gameplay experience that they have. As you can clearly see, my team is now just going to be overrun. They're not going to kill another tank. They're just going to get smashed. And that LAV 600 thinks he's a, good player, and all he did was sit back and just fire over and over again from beyond people's view ranges where they had no chance to see or retaliate up until the last second, where he appears on a ridge and machine guns down a Sheridan. And I say machine gun because he has a ready rack. He fires every 4 seconds without fail. But here's the worst part about all of this, in my opinion. I was rewarded for that performance. Not rewarded in the sense that this person who did all the damage and this person who spotted all the things, but rewarded in the sense that I received a significant amount of credits and experience for doing very little damage and only doing 1900 spotting, but I still received 1400 XP and 70,000 credits after expenses. The numbers in this game are beyond out of control. And now, ladies and gentlemen, remember how I talked about time to kill? Well, this is the last little piece I wanted to go over. As you get higher in tier, time to kill goes down. Now, I was spotted here and took cover. My allies left me. I couldn't move out. I was under fire, so I ducked down. Now wait for it.
Identify target.
As I begin to think I should start to move, Armada comes up. I move forward to engage. First missile. Second. Third. Fourth. And fifth. I have lost 3/4 of my hit points in less than 4 seconds. And now I'm going to be forced to engage this Armata. I'm dead. And there I go, I'm dead. Most of it from the crab. I died, or I was effectively dead, in 4 seconds. If I hadn't reacted, or had been insisting on continuing to take my shot at that crab, my death would have been, or insisted on continuing to wait for my shot on that Armata, my death would have been 6 seconds flat because he would have simply switched to machine gun and finished me off. That's tier 10. The moment you're flanked, you're dead. There's no warning, there's nothing you can do about it, you're just expected to be able to defend it. Which means that for a casual player, or a player who hasn't played in a while, not fun. You do all this work to get this tier 10 tank, and they die in seconds. The damage output and time to kill of vehicles is ridiculously quick. But that is not the only thing here I want to talk about. You see, end of this match, I received 165,000 credits. I consider what I did an utter failure, but yet I received an amazing amount of credits and XP for doing simply 1 shot of damage. I spotted 1 vehicle, I did 1 shot of damage. Those are the only things that I did positive. And I received 83,000 credits and 4,900 XP. Ladies and gentlemen, Armored Warfare. In my personal opinion, this is the end of the review rant. This is a bad game. It had potential to be good once, but I don't ever think it was really truly good. It was mostly average. And then it fell into, oh dear gods, why? Numbers in this game are not properly balanced. The game itself has a sense of you're gaining power and hit points and damage output, except you're not. What's actually happening is damage output is going way up and hit points are just gradually increasing, which means that as you get higher in tier, the time to die, or the time to kill, drops from 20 to 30 seconds to 4 to 6. And the majority of the PvP population must simply deal with skirmish match after skirmish match after skirmish match. 5v5 is not a fun environment for a game that was designed for 15v15. Yes, they shrink the map, but they don't reduce the stats of the vehicles. So you cut the map in half or to a third of its size, yet I still have the view range as though the map were full size. That doesn't work. Gives less room for AFVs to hide, and more importantly, gives much more room for just as you to be spotted early and terminated before you've even gotten into a position to fight. The game is a snipe fest. From all of the PvP matches I've played, the vast majority of them were sniping, sniping, sniping. Getting in and brawling is absolutely suicidal, not because you won't out-brawl your opponents, but because tanks will shoot you in the side, or in the front drive wheel, or anywhere but from the front, such as on top of the vehicle, from beyond your view range.
Good. Don't let them get control of the plant again.
I can honestly say, without a shadow of a doubt, that this is not a good
CIA
game.
reports that there is a surveillance drone on the plant site, which could come in useful.
I will be doing a full comparison of the two games, Armored Warfare and World of Tanks, later this month. But as it stands, the only things I can give the game is sound design and effort to create a player versus environment experience that can be fun with friends. But from a solo play experience, this game is not fun. It is not worth your time and effort investment, and it is not even worth streaming anymore due to the fact that who really wants to watch a bunch of PvP player versus environment streams about a player versus player game? That's all I have to say about it.
Time to think.
Tune in later when we'll talk about some other things. As far as monetization goes, it does it precisely correctly. Balanced premium vehicles that are balanced for their tiers. You can choose to buy premium for any amount of time. Prices on the website are there, I would say. Not really, but they're kind of there. But it is an important aspect of this review that we should go over the monetization practices of the game. Now, I said they're there, kind of there. I meant it. So, this is 45 and 44% off, and it's 100. I'm gonna do US dollars because that's what we usually go on. It's 149 USD and 179 USD. But it's the same amount of euros. Wait! Wait. Mycom, have you lost your mind? USD to euro. I mean, you know. So it's overpriced for European players by roughly $30. And this is a trend that continues. Full price for a single premium vehicle, just like World of Tanks. These are discounted. These are discounted. The in-game monetization elements, premium time, camouflage, those sorts of things, don't have such drastic gameplay effects that not having them is going to penalize you. But the out-of-game monetization to get certain things like these premium vehicles just seems completely out of touch. And then you go one page over and suddenly it's in touch? What? What is going on? Why are the same vehicle is priced so drastically, obscenely differently? I don't understand. If I want the MBT-70 Merc, it's $16.25 here, but if I go to the front page, it's $50 to get all the extra stuff with it. This is why I said it's kind of there, kind of not. I mean, yes, they still have the grievous injustice of a single vehicle separated by one tier. Same type of vehicle, completely different what it does. Separated by one tier, separated by nearly double the price in every case. Especially when you buy little low tier vehicles that are 5 versus a tier 6 that's 16. This is insane. It really, truly makes no sense. And then there's the ability to buy them with gold. Okay. Gold is a currency, which you buy. Which is the better deal? Which is what I was getting to. I could pay $100 for 24,000 gold. Which, by the way, would buy me, you know, one of these obscene packs. Or I can go to the very back of the store, just about here. We were on page 7, right? And for that amount of gold, I can have a tier 7 premium, a tier 4 premium, tier 6 premiums, all these premium vehicles. I could have them, and I've only paid $100 instead of buying this over here. And if I wouldn't be getting the exact vehicle I want, sure enough, but I would still be able to get a vehicle of the class and tier that I want. I don't know. I've never, in all my years of gaming, in all my years of doing reviews for you guys, whether they be free to play, pay games, whatever, I've never seen this. The game is not pay to win because the premium vehicles are balanced against equal tier vehicles with equal capabilities. But at the same time, the pricing schemes are all over the place and make no sense. And I don't know what to make of them. It just seems insane. Like, as I said before, all the numbers tied to Armored Warfare look and feel as though someone just threw darts at a dartboard. And took what stuck. That's how it feels. I don't know what else to describe it as. I am flabbergasted, to say the least, that this is what has become of this game. And hands down, it's a bad game. Like, just hands down. The gameplay is awful. The core mechanics of the game, while familiar to World of Tanks, are executed in a way that makes the game not fun. And I don't see any sense in playing it. That's my opinion. I mean, I know that there are people who find enjoyment with this game. I understand how you could find enjoyment with this game. I fully do. But from a perspective of someone who has other things I can do, has better games I can go play, this just doesn't... This not only sits at mediocre at best, it actually sits on an average day in the why would I play that awful game bracket. The level of problems that could be highlighted for this game could make an episode of the Angry Video Game Nerd 45 minutes to an hour long, if he chose to make something about a modern game. Graphically, it's pleasing. Sound design, it's excellent. Music and everything is great. Vehicles variety is amazing, but presentation through the UI is terrible. Gameplay, the core mechanical gameplay between the mechanics of the game, the map design, and everything else put into the game is terrible. Awful. Like, literally, there are 10-year-old games that have better designed core gameplay mechanics. Monetization in-game, that is to say, monetization that is accessed while you are playing the game, is good. It's set up properly for a free-to-play game. Monetization on the website is set up haphazardly stupid and completely boggles the mind how they came to those numbers of how much you need to pay for something. In one case, where it's obviously not converted to the proper currency the proper way, and being able to pay in-game gold that you can earn in a lot of cases for the same vehicle. The same vehicle, I'm sorry for the racket, but the same vehicle in one case costing $60 for this awesome bundle, and then I go 4 pages over and that same vehicle is $3. Your gold conversion prices as well don't make any sense, because an MBT 70 is $20, 20 euros, either one you want to pay, depending on the server you want to play on, or 6,000 gold. And when I go to buy 6,000 gold, it's $10, half the price. Why the fuck would I pay for the tank outright when I could buy the gold and get more bang for my buck? What the shit is going on, Mycom? I don't understand. I'm getting on a tangent and a rant at this point. But this is dumb. This game is bad. In some cases, Call of Duty and Counter-Strike have longer times to kill than to kill these tanks. That would be acceptable if this was advertised as a simulation. This is advertised as an arcade game. But it plays like it's half arcade, half simulation. Can't have it both ways. I'm sorry. What Armored Warfare is developed into is genuinely an awful cash grab that doesn't even know how to cash grab properly. And that's my opinion. So, I'll see you guys next week for another elongated, brutally honest review where we take 20 plus hours of my week and shove it into a game and see what happens. I don't look happy. I'll also see you guys tomorrow night for Fallout Equestria tabletop RPG, which has legitimately been one of the most fun experiences I've had. And hopefully you guys will show up. It's 9 p.m. East Coast time, or 6 p.m. Pacific Coast time for those of us in North America. For those of you in Europe, it starts around 2 a.m. and goes until like 7. Don't worry, there'll be an announcement video and you can go in there and watch afterwards. But it's been a lot of fun. So hopefully I'll see you guys then as well. In the meantime, Good night, everybody.